Stone Shields on hand for another edition of Bengals Breakdown. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Got an exciting show planned out for you guys. JaMarr Chase, we floated around the idea of an extension. Obviously, that seems to be the reason why he hasn't participated in Bengals training camp to this point. It didn't really seem like it was ever going to get done, but now some people out in the media are predicting that a Chase extension gets done with Cincinnati prior to the 2024 regular season, so we will dive into that. The Athletic's Paul Dehner Jr. released his 53-man roster projection for the Cincinnati Bengals, and there was a surprise guy that he had on his list that I really wasn't expecting to see, so we'll dive into that as well. And also, Bleacher Report suggested that the San Francisco 49ers trade for Bengals offensive tackle, former second round pick, Jackson Carman. So we will explain that and give our thoughts on that as well. But before we do that, make sure you like today's video. Hit that thumbs up icon for us right now. So we had that like battle last month that we were not able to pull out on, but now we're playing against our Ravens channel here for the month of August. And you know, the great thing about the beginning of the month is it's tied. It's 0-0, and we have an opportunity to go out there, do our job, and beat the Ravens and get more likes in their channel. So help us out. Hit that thumbs up icon on today's video like you should on every Bengals Breakdown video that you watch. We certainly appreciate it. All right, so JaMarr Chase, is he going to get an extension? Ari Meirov says the two sides are working on a deal, and he believes one gets done. Meirov is certainly a credible source. My Sports Update on Twitter is a reporter for the 33rd team, and he really breaks a lot of serious NFL news, and he does a great job with it. And he's predicting that the Bengals and Chase are going to reach an extension. And, you know, if that is the case, that certainly means that, you know, this holdout or hold in for JaMarr Chase is working. Let's take a look at what Meirov said. Kept it pretty short and sweet. He said they're working on it right now, and I do anticipate a deal probably getting done. I'm not saying for sure, but I would lean towards it getting done. Of course, if JaMarr Chase does reach an extension with the Cincinnati Bengals, he's going to break the bank as far as, you know, how much money per year he's going to be getting. Is he going to, you know, take that number one spot from Justin Jefferson? I'm not sure, but I would be shocked if he was not at least above A.J. Brown in regards to, you know, the average per year. As far as guaranteed money goes, I think Chase is looking for at least $100 million. I think he has proven that he is worth that through his time in Cincinnati. He knows how much he's worth, and you know, I think that's why, you know, he's sitting out right now or holding in at training camp for Cincinnati. And I think the team and the organization certainly understands how much he is worth as well. Mike Brown alluded to it in the annual luncheon with the media, calling Chase their second most important player behind Joe Burrow. So, you know, the earlier this can get done, the better. I didn't really expect it to get done before this regular season here in 2024, but it seems like some things have changed. They're back at the negotiating table with JaMarr Chase, and we'll see. Maybe he's able to get the extension he so desperately desires before week one against the New England Patriots. Which leads us to the pinned comment of today's show. We've asked this question several times, but I think now, given some of the latest information that is out, it's relevant to bring it up one more time. Does JaMarr Chase get an extension before the regular season? Type Y for yes, type N for no in the comments section. If that ad comes here on YouTube, that's fine. Take advantage of it. Get down there. Let us know what you think at the pinned comment of today's show. Have your thoughts changed on this? Have you always thought he was going to get that extension, or you still don't think he's going to get one? Let us know what you think right now down in the comments section. Okay, so Paul Dehner Jr., of course, we bring him up a lot on our program here at Bengals Breakdown. Does a great job covering the Bengals for The Athletic. And he had linebacker Devin Harper making the roster for Cincinnati, which is interesting because, you know, I don't think he's certainly not a shoo-in. Spent some time in Dallas, spent a little time with Cincinnati last season. Here's who Dehner had in terms of the linebacker spot. He had Cincinnati keeping 5 linebackers. They haven't always done this. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they only kept those top 4 guys. And I think those top 4 guys are certainly locks to make the roster for Cincinnati, but he's got Harper in that 5th spot. You know, Harper, you know, played his college ball at Oklahoma State, was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, you know, in a couple of years ago in the draft. Looking at what he did last year, wasn't much, didn't play in many games for Cincinnati. Appeared in 6 games last year for the Bengals. and then 3 with the Cowboys as well. So he played with 2 teams last year in 2023. Didn't get a ton of playing time, so, don't really have a good read on what to expect from him. And we'll certainly see how things go in training camp for him if he's able to kind of vault his way onto the roster. He's going to be competing with some of the UDFA guys, okay? Aaron Casey and Muma Jongmaeda, who both got, pretty big deals for undrafted rookies. So I think he's going to be competing with them for that last spot. And, we'll see if the Bengals take 4 or 5 at that linebacker position. If they take 4, I think that's pretty much locked and loaded in terms of who that's going to be. But if they go with the 5th option as well, there's certainly some guys competing for that spot. Once again, want to let you guys get interactive with our show here at Bengals Breakdown. Will Devin Harper make the roster, the 53-man roster for the Cincinnati Bengals? Type 1 for yes in the comments or type 0 for no. Sound off for us. Let us know what you think. Before we move on, I'm going to give a shout out to our friends over at Game Time because today's show is presented by Game Time. And I love the summer because Major League Baseball is in full swing, and I love making the walk down the street to a Reds game every chance that I get. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. You want to be a little spontaneous, make a last-minute decision to go to a ball game, you can do that with Game Time. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. And with the NFL season just over a month away, you can get tickets to watch the Cincinnati Bengals at Paycor Stadium. And mind you, Game Time doesn't just have sporting events either. They have concerts, comedy, theater, and more. You want to go to Riverbend, catch a concert, before the summer's over, you can do that. Catch a play perhaps at the Aronoff Center, downtown Cincinnati, you can do that with Game Time. Any ticket you can get, comedy, you can do it through the Game Time app. They've got you covered. They've got so many features that I really appreciate in the ticketing app. I love the zone deals, right? You choose the section, and Game Time chooses the seats for you. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB or NFL or whatever tickets you're getting with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off first purchase. Check out GameTime.co for last-minute tickets. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, so Bleacher Report said the San Francisco 49ers should trade for Jackson Carman before the season. This is interesting because, obviously Carman hasn't proved he's really a player teams would want to trade for at this point, but there is some potential that really hasn't been tapped into yet, right? This was a guy that was a massive recruit growing up. He was a big-time college player at Clemson, second-round pick in the NFL, and things just haven't really panned out for him to this point. Here's the proposal in terms of what the trade would look like, proposed the end by Bleacher Report. Bengals give up Carman, receive a 6th-round pick. And if you're Cincinnati, I probably would do this, honestly. I think getting a pick back that is in the last round, it's a 6th-round pick. I think I would do that right now for Jackson Carman. Let's take a look at what exactly Bleacher Report had to say in regards to the Bengals, former 2nd-round pick. With Carman entering his 4th year, the Bengals have the right to be running out of patience. A change of scenery could be beneficial to all parties involved. The 49ers would be good scenery for the 6'5", 328-pound blocker. The Niners have one of the most lineman-friendly systems in the league. Kyle Shanahan's use of motion, play action, and a varied run game constantly put linemen in advantageous positions. They also happen to need depth at both right guard, where 32-year-old John Feliciano could start, and right tackle, where Colton McVitz will get another chance to start. Again, last year he didn't really even see the field that much for Cincinnati. Frequently when he gets brought up on the show, I always bring up the, high point of his career in Cincinnati, which was that game, the playoff game in Buffalo, where that was really, it was worth taking Carman just for that game. It was a massive game in the history of the franchise. Obviously, the Bengals, went on to get eliminated by the Chiefs that year, but he really played well in that game. I'm always be thankful for that performance. And I think it's a good point by Bleacher Report, honestly. I mean, if you're a lineman, you want to go play in Kyle Shanahan's scheme out there on the West Coast. He knows what he's doing. It's a fun system to be a part of, really, whatever offensive player you are. So I completely get this. where Bleacher Report is coming from. It's just if Cincinnati pulls the trigger on it or not, or says, you know what, maybe we want to see what Carman has. We've kept him this long, might as well let him finish out his rookie deal here in Cincinnati and see what he can do, right? At some point, somebody's probably going to get banged up, and he's going to get forced into action if he makes the team. No guarantee he will. But I think the Bengals still have a little bit of confidence in him and probably would like to see how this last year for him plays out. Once again, your chance to get interactive with our show. Should Cincinnati trade Jackson Carman? Type T for trade, type K for keep. Again, if they're able to get some draft compensation, I think you deal him. But who knows if a team would be willing up to give up a pick for Jackson Carman. Make sure you guys are subscribed to our channel here at Bengals Breakdown. We got watch parties just around the corner. That first preseason game against Tampa Bay, we will be live. So make sure you do not miss that. And Zach Taylor's hinting that Joe Burrow is going to play in that game. So you don't want to miss out on that. We'll have it here at Bengals Breakdown. Hit that sub button. That's youtube.com/BengalsTV.